We shall absorb the humans. The Earth shall be ours.
All very ominous indeed, and some lovely glazed eye work there. But let's just see now how Brian Blessed winds up his bid for cosmic power.
You will contact your ship and order it to land.
I can't do that.
You are mistaken. He has defied the word. Teach him what happens to unbelievers.
Yes, an evil grin sets up a liquidation nicely. I know I go on about this, but it all does come down to teamwork. If you're going to be exterminated effectively, or zapped, or eliminated, or turned into a stir-fry, or whatever process has been ordained by the writer, you are very dependent on your tormentor to set up the moment for you. Let's look at some liquidations and see how the best performers always work in pairs.
Plastic should be warm and dried.
Sit down. No, I will not tolerate his insults.
Sylvia, will you check Mr. McDermott's entitlement on termination of employment, please?
You lied to me.
Oh! I have killed the one who created me!
Actually, I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to liquidations, and I take it as a bit of a personal affront if the editor decides to turn me negative when I'm zapped. A good actor ought to be able to make a death horrifying enough without recourse to special effects. No need for tricksy editing there, my dear. I think some of the images of evil we've just seen show that just as the devil has the best tunes, he also tends to get the best costumes, as I've often discovered to my immense advantage. I mean, I've had some wonderful fabrics to wear over the years. There were the leathers I had in Delta Base Omega, and of course the kaftan I wore in Quatermass and the Kinky Boots. And actually, I've had Gonath's cloak turned into a duvet cover, which is rather lovely. Heroic costumes, of course, are another matter entirely, and I suppose the first thing that pops into one's mind, if you're booked to play a goodie, is, please God, let it not be a pastel-coloured roll neck. And if you've worn as many as I have over the years, believe me, you learn to put your foot down very firmly indeed at the first wardrobe fitting. Should have seen what the designer wanted me to wear for this. Spock ears, if you please. Anyway, he's been well and truly eliminated, I'm pleased to say. So, designer costumiers have, as I say, produced some exquisite space fashions over the years, with classical lines that never go out of date.
What do you think?
looks like the frock Nazis aren't ready to renounce the roll neck and catsuit in the foreseeable future, so I suppose we're stuck with them. But the fabric of a sci-fi cosy has to be light and hard-wearing to see the performer through, not just the action sequences, but a very great deal indeed of chasing up and down spaceship corridors. Now, it's been estimated by someone, a Doctor Who anorak probably, but it's been estimated that in the rehearsal and recording of a sci-fi show, the actor clocks up an average of 3 miles an episode just from running up and down corridors. And that's one of the reasons why I've always said no when it comes to recasting the Doctor. The corridor is an established feature of life in outer space, and one that early astronomers wouldn't have dared to predict. I don't suppose Copernicus would have been taken very seriously if he'd announced to the world that the Earth goes round the sun, oh, and by the way, it's mainly corridors up there.
I'm sorry, Alex, you of all people must realize I simply do not have the authority to get rid of this Larwood character.
Why is he here?
Yes, why is he here?
You don't want reporters nosing around.
Yes, I know. And how come we weren't informed of that?
Automatic shutdown has been implemented.
You see, I think the Space Corridor is a stage upon which some of the most epic struggles between good and evil in TV history have been played out. I mean, you need to be seriously fit for that kind of mileage, as you do for scenes set on the bridge of the spaceship. This is an old friend. It's here in the heat of space battle where the good guys really earn their corn, or joggle money, as my agent Miriam calls it. In the absence of an American-sized special effects budget, it's down to the actor and his body to create the white-knuckle excitement of an alien attack or a negative force field malfunction, or when something awful goes wrong with the engine rockets. Now, the camera can help you here to a point, as I'll show you. Marie-Cécile, if you could be so kind. And thank you. Now, I've no doubt that Marie-Cécile did a stupendously good camera jolt there, but as you can see, it's the performer's joggle that carries the hopes and fears of the production. And I make damn sure Miriam tells them that when she's doing the deal.
I know the very place.
Doctor, what's happening? Just hold on. I think crash. It's the G-force.
The quality of an actor's joggle can make or break a show, so there's no way I'll even think of pulling on the roll neck unless there's a message on my machine from Miriam saying she's got me wobble-wonger up by at least 150 quid. OK, let's try some anti-gravity work.